Joe Feddersen is an Indigenous artist from the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation. Creating a variety of work out of his studio in Omak, Washington, Joe has been a long-standing artist in Washington's state art collection. The state first purchased his work in 1984.
My history with the Washington Arts Commission has really been long, and it's almost since the beginning, because I started making art in the 70s. This kind of a way of looking at the artwork from the state's way, it really touched emerging artists because you got a certain validation when your artwork was accepted in the state collections. It was like coming of age that you made it past this hurdle. As an artist, I think that I have to make things to be happy. It's a way that I make sense of the world. It's kind of like an investigation. It's about being curious. The media I work in varies. When I choose my mediums, it's often related to how the narrative will be portrayed in physical form. Everything that I do has to do with either traditional culture or things that just come up in the world around me. Shelter Tonight Rain was a product from one of the classes I took with Michael Spafford, and also the early rainscapes that I became noted in Seattle also came out of that. This piece is 3 glass vessels. This legend talks about how the world was different a long time ago. The sky was a lot lower. The Creator brought all these languages to all these people, but they couldn't communicate. And somehow they came together and decided if they all had poles, that they could shove the sky up. And on the 4th try, the sky broke loose and it gave way, and it's up to where it is now. And what this story talks about, to me, is that people, they can come together and they can make change in the world. It's always about the world around me, and it's about things that garner my interest. So when I think about the fish trap, I think about a residency at the Salish Kootenai. One time we went to this tribal center out at Elmo, and up on the wall was this fish trap made of willow, and I was fascinated. It was so beautiful in its form, in its design, and from that, when I went back to Evergreen, I made one out of willow and suspended it.
I love that one because I, of course, see it like 5 times a day, but it's also really beautiful because it's one of the few pieces we have that truly honors the Native American tribes on whose land we sit.
It was made so that the shadows cast lines in the hallway that kind of surrounds the stairway, and it was meant that you would walk under it and look through. The state in investing in public artwork, it has a lot of different levels. One of them is to showcase communities. And that's really important that the communities see their own histories in the pieces. This is not money that the artist just puts in the bank. It's reinvested into the community, and it shows up in a lot of different ways. When I retired from Evergreen, I made choices. And one of them was to come back to my community. You know, a lot of the mountains, the hills around here have horizontal lines on them because for 20,000 years we've been walking on this landscape, and every footstep that we put puts a mark, and it creates a bond to this place. This relationship to place was really important, and I wanted to help the community and make this a better place. When we tell our story, it lets people have a greater understanding of how each peoples are unique in their own right, and that we all have things to share that make this a better place.